Conditional statements are used to change the flow of execution when a particular condition evaluates to true or false. Okay, so there are three kinds of conditional statements. First one is if statement, if conditional statement, then if else conditional statement, then elif statement. Okay, if elif. Elif will be used inside the if. We will see it later. Okay, so first one, if statement. If statements. Okay, so as I told you, this is to change the flow of execution when some condition evaluates to true or false. Okay, so assume that you have some lines of code here, and here if you put that if statement, and if some condition is true, this will go and execute some other set of instructions. If this is not true, then this code of instruction will get skipped and it will go to execute the next instruction after this if instruction. So that means we are changing the flow of execution. Usually it was flowing in this particular uh, sequence, but if we use an if statement in between, that flow of execution will get changed to a different block of instructions. If some condition is true, if this condition evaluates to false, then this will skip this set of instructions and it will go in the usual manner. Okay, so this is the usage of if statement in order to change the flow of execution. Okay, so here you can see if some condition evaluates to true, then it will execute this block of code. If it evaluates to false, or if the condition is false, then it will skip this block of code and it will go on and execute the following instructions. Okay, so actually this is the actual flow of codes in the program, but if this condition is true, then it will go and execute this block of code. Then after executing this block of code, it will return to the actual flow. Okay, so here is the syntax. If some condition is true, then set of codes will be executed. So you have to use this colon here after the if statement, and after the condition you have to use the colon here. Then only this will be taken as a control statement, if statement. Okay, so here is an example. Now we have defined the variable number num. You can use variable a also, no issue, or b also, no issue. I am using num. Okay, single character or a number of characters. Both are variables. To this num, I am taking an input value, input integer, because as I told earlier, we have used int here, so all the values will be converted into corresponding integers. Okay, now assume this is the condition. Num percentage or num modulo 2 is equal to 2, equal to 0. I'm sorry. If num percentage 2 equal to 0. Okay, so what is this double equal to? Double equal to means it is equal to. That means A is equal to 2 means this value should be equal to whatever value in A, that should be equal to 2. Sorry, what is this A is equal to 2? This 2 I am assigning to A. Now what is this A equal to 2? Whatever value we had there in A, that should be equal to 2. Then only this condition evaluates to true. Okay, if we had a value in A which is not 2, instead we assigned some 3 to A, then what is there in A has the value 3. Whether that 3 equal to 2? No. So this condition evaluates to false. Okay, so for that purpose, we are using this double equal to. It is checking whether both the value left side and right side are exactly equal. If equal, it will return true. If false, if it is not equal, it will return false. But this single equal to means assignment operator. So you have to understand the difference. Okay, so here this is the condition. The entered number modulo 2 should be equal to 0. If this condition evaluates to true, this code will get executed. So what is there in that code? For example, I am just printing the given number is even number. No, if it is not true, this will not get executed, and it will go and execute the statements that comes after this if statement. One more thing you have to note. See here, after the if statement, as I told you, there should be a colon. Now, immediately after this colon, if you press enter key, then it will go to this point only. It will not go into the extreme left. Okay, so there will be a space available here. So this space is known as indentation. Okay, so for control statement, there should be an indentation after for example, if you are taking the if statement, there should be an indentation after the if. So similarly, in if else also, we will have the same indentation. Okay, so we will, as I explained, see here some indentation is there. It will not start from the extreme left. There is a space. This space is actually one tab. Okay, but we need not press the tab key. Instead, you just keep the cursor here, then you press enter. It will automatically come to this place. Okay, so what is this program actually? We are finding out whether the num modulo 2 is 0, equal to 0. So what is the application of this particular code? It is to find whether the given number is even number or not. Now we are not concentrating into the details of the program, or rather we will see how we will use the if statement. Okay, so we will see some example programs in our following sessions. So at that time we will take up the same program there. So here my intention is to make you clear the use of the if statement. Okay, we will see the hands-on. I'm just opening a file which I have already created. Okay, see the same program here, same set of code here. See the first cell. Okay, so the same set of code here. I'm taking some input to the variable num. If num percentage 2 is num modulo 2 is equal to 0, see print the entered number is even. See, I will show you, or I will type it here in order to make you clear how that indentation comes. Okay, I'm typing. I already ended the instruction for getting the input. Now, if num modulo 2 equal to 0. If you want, you can give a space here, no issue. Without space also, it will work. There is no issue in that. Without space also, this will work. Okay, now what you have to give? You have to give sorry, you have to give colon. Then if you press enter, see the cursor is available here only, not at the extreme left. So this space is the indentation. Okay, I'm keeping the cursor there itself. I will show it once again. See, I am pressing the enter key. See, it will come here only. Now I am just print. This one I am copying and pasting it for simplicity. Okay. This one I am deleting. Now see how this works. Now, as expected, this is asking for a new user input. I'm entering 5. I'm pressing enter. See, it is not showing any output. Why it is not showing any output? Because see the code clearly. We have inputted the number. What number I have given? Number 5. So what is, so the num is 5. Num is 5 now. Okay, now the num is 5. Now what we have done here, num percentage 2. What is num percentage 2? It is 5 percentage 2 means, what is output? 5 percentage 2 means, or 5 modulo 2 is 5 by 2, 2 times 4, then the remainder is 1. So num percentage 2 evaluates to 1. Okay, so that means num percentage 2 is 1 only. Whether that 1 is equal to 0? No. So it evaluates to false. So if it is false, this code will not get executed and nothing will get printed. Rather, it will go and execute the next instruction. And since there is no instruction after this, it will not output anything. That's so. Okay, so this is the use of if statement. Now here, this is the problem. If this condition evaluates to false, nothing will be there. Or it will go and execute the next set of instruction. Okay, so if we want to give one more condition, that means if this evaluates to false, then if you can execute another set of instruction, then that will be good, right? Now, for that purpose, we are using another conditional statement, that is if else statement. So I will show it here. If else statement. See here here the same thing. If this condition is true, this block of code will get executed. Else, that means if this condition evaluates to false, then the else block, that means the next block of code will get executed. So that means if the condition is true, this will go and execute this block. If the condition is false, this block will get executed. So this is the only difference. Okay, so now we will try the same program here. The same program here. See, up to this much, it is almost same. It is similar to the previous program, isn't it? So I have entered the number. Num percentage 2 is equal to 0. If this is true, this will execute this set of instruction. Now, if it is false, I can use the keyword else. Then after that, we have to use the colon. Then you can write the next block of instruction. Okay, now let us see the output. I am entering the same 5. See, the ended number is odd because else statement I have used here, the else block I have used here, because when I enter 5, this condition evaluates to false. So this code will not get executed. This code will get executed because we have the else keyword here, and this will be printed. Okay, so this is the use of if else statement. Okay, now what will happen if we have to, or what is the method if we want to uh, check multiple conditions? In order to check multiple conditions, can we use any other method? So we have the method that is elif. Okay, see here, If condition true, then this block will get executed. If it is false, then another condition will be checked for using this elif statement. If this is true, then this block will get executed. If this is false, then it will check for another condition if you want. And then if this condition is true, the statement under this condition will get executed. If these three conditions are false, then else block will get executed. So similarly, you can use any number of elif statements here. You can check multiple condition. If you have three and more conditions, we can use this elif statement in between if and else. So we will see one example here. Here, I have entered two numbers directly. A is equal to 101, B is equal to 99. I'm checking the first condition, B is greater than A. Now, you see, okay, this is the first condition, B is greater than A. If this is the case, print B is greater than A. If this condition is not satisfied, then check this condition, A is greater than B. If this satisfies, then this will execute this set of instruction. If both these conditions are false, then this else block will get executed. Okay, so that means let us see here 101 and 99. Now, whether this B is greater than A? No. So this condition is not satisfied. So this will not get executed. Now check the next condition. A is greater than B? Yes. So this will execute. This particular code will get executed. Now let us see the output. See, A is greater than B. Now check for this. I am changing the B value 101. Now what will be the output? These two conditions evaluates to false. So it will execute this one. Now, if you want to check for any other conditions, we can add elif statements in between, if and else. Okay. Now check for the output. See, A is equal to. Okay. So this is the use of elif statement. Now, some looping statements. So we have finished the control statements. Now, next one is looping statements. Looping statements. Now, looping statements means it is used for. See, looping is a process in which we have some code that gets executed repeatedly until a particular condition is satisfied. I will explain it. First looping statement is for, second looping statement is while. Okay, so we will see this. Okay, see the for statement now. Now see the syntax. Um, Actually, here actual code is there. Now you can see here for num in range 0 to 10 print num. So what you mean by this? You closely see the statement. Now this range 0 to 10 means so it will produce values from 0 to 10, but it will not include 10. That means 0, 1 up to 9 will get printed. 10 will not get printed. So that is the meaning of range 0 to 10. Okay, so these values will come here instead of this range. And see the statement here. For the for statement is used to loop over a group or collection of data. See, here is a collection of data. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it will loop over this collection of data. So this range statement will be replaced by this collection of state data. Now see, for num in this particular collection, that means this num is a variable actually. This num is a variable. Instead of this num, I can use I, or I can use A, B, C, D, etc. variables. Okay, so what is happening here means each value inside this collection, that means first 0 will be taken to the variable num or A, and it will be printed. Okay, then again this will go and take the next value 1 to the num printed. So like that there is a loop. Now this will go on until we finish all the values in the uh, collection of data or a group that is produced using range instruction. Okay, so you can see this operator in here, which we have seen in our uh, previous video, where while we discuss the various types of operators we have seen. Okay, so here we are checking whether any more uh, data available in this particular collection. If available, then it will be taken to num, variable num. Okay, so for all the available data in this particular collection, those data will be printed. So this is the use of loop statement. For loop statement. This is the use of for statement. Okay, more clearly. For num in range. So instead of this collection, you can use any collection. Say you can use collection, say Python. So you have a collection of characters, string, single characters, Python. Yeah. So in single quotes, each character will be taken one by one, then will get printed. So we will see the hands-on here. See. So here also in the syntax you can see there is a colon after the for statement. There is a colon. Then when you press enter, it will come to this location, not at the extreme left. So here we have the indentation. This indentation is compulsory. Similar to conditional statements, for looping statements also, the indentation is compulsory. It will be uh, it will be there automatically. It will come automatically. So when you keep the cursor here and when you press enter key, it will come to this location, this starting, this one, this print, thi- this location, not at the extreme left. So let us see this. See here, I am just typing for I in range 0 to 10. Instead of num, I have used a single variable I, single character variable I. Okay, so for I in, this is a dummy variable actually, dummy variable. For I in range, that means each data available in this collection that will be taken to this dummy variable one by one and then will get printed. So I will show it once again. See, I have typed for I in range 0 to 10, I have given colon. Then when I press enter, see, then typing print I. So what is the result? 0 to 10 means 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 9. It will not include 10. Okay. Now similarly, as I told you, I am just giving a collection here, a string here for I in high, print A. Sorry, not this. Okay. See this one. This output high. Okay. um, that is all about for statement. Now this for statement will see, you can see iteration will happen within this range. So uh, that's all about for loop. Then see this while loop, almost same. So here one example, I am just giving count is equal to 0. Now while count is less than 10, print the count. Then I am incrementing count, count plus equal to 1. So what is this count plus equal to 1? So this is same as count is equal to count plus 1. I am incrementing the count. So the short form of this is count plus equal to 1. That's all. So instead of this count plus equal to 1, you can give count is equal to count plus 1. So count will be incremented, and we will have a new count value. That's all. And let's see this hands on. See this. What is output? See, first of all, I am giving I is equal to 1. Now, while I is less than 5, print I, and I is equal to I plus 1. So what is checking here? What is the condition checking here? So similar to the for loop, here also this will check for a condition. If this condition satisfy, then this instruction will get executed. Okay, so it will be executing the same instruction again and again unless this condition fails. Okay, so this is almost similar to the for loop. Okay, so here first we will take the value 1, then I contains 1, I is less than 5, true or false? It is true, 1 is less than 5. So this will get printed here. See, 1 we are getting as output. Then I will be incremented. So previously it was 1, then 1 plus 1 means 2. Now the 2, now it will be in this particular loop only. Okay, now the new value of I is 2. Now again 2 is less than 5. Yes, true. Since the output is true, it will print I again. Now the new value of I is 2. So 2 will be printed. Then again I will be incremented. Then you will get 3. 3 is less than 5. So printed. Then again I will be incremented. I becomes 4. 4 is less than 5. It will get printed. Then when we increment I again, I becomes 5. Is this 5 less than 5? No. This condition fails. It will produce false. Then the the execution will stop, and we will exit from this particular loop. So that is why it will print only up to 4. Okay, so this is quite simple. Now you can make use of this while loop in order to create an infinite loop. Say I am not incrementing this I here. What will happen? At the first we will have this I is equal to 1. It will check whether I is less than 5. Condition evaluates to true, so it will print I. So that means 1 will get printed. Again, it will check I is less than 5. Again, the same I comes. Again, I is 1. So 1 will again get printed. Similarly, it will go on and execute this. It will be there in the same loop itself for infinite time. Because I never uh, becomes or greater, become equal to or greater than 5 here. So let us execute this. See, infinite number of, see, this is not ending anywhere. See, this is not ending anywhere. So I'm just stopping it. I'm just interrupting this. Okay, here. Interrupted and next line comes. Okay, you can stop, say, interrupting the kernel here. Interrupt. Or you can do it from here. Interrupt. Okay. Either by pressing this square symbol or from here, you can interrupt. Okay, otherwise, we cannot proceed with the uh, program because it will this code will be executing infinite time. Okay, so we may not be able to execute a new line of code. Okay, so that is why if you come across such situation, you have to stop it. Okay, so that's all about